Okay guys, it's Jeff again, and this is your third strategy and your third reminder. My top 5 strategies in today's market to really have some effective short sales. You know, right now, Todd and I in our personal business, we are getting some absolutely incredible short sales. We're now at our third property, and I'd like to discuss a little bit about structuring an offer that the bank can't refuse. Well, how do you do that? Well, first of all, we're in an oceanfront community. It's in St. Augustine, Florida. It's absolutely gorgeous. Look at these little row houses here behind me. These are fantastic, and some of the houses in here have tremendous architectural features where they're facing the ocean. Big, giant houses, upwards of $6-7 million. The property that we now have under contract was also brought to me by a real estate agent. As a matter of fact, all of the houses that we deal with are brought to Todd and myself by all of our agents. We have about a dozen really active agents that are bringing us deals. Now, as I said on the last email, you guys, you've got to understand how to effectively communicate with a lender. We're going to get into those strategies on the teleseminar. Now, in this particular video, I want to explain a little bit about how to communicate an offer to the bank that they literally can't refuse, okay? So I dropped off on the last video talking about delegated authority. Lenders are going to take anywhere between, right now, 60 and 90% of what the broker's price opinion comes in at. Now, this particular property here is appraised at $1.6 million. This is a gorgeous property. As a matter of fact, when we came to view this property, my wife, I did not bring her with me for a very specific reason. That's because she would probably want to move in this house. Well, Todd and I went down and we sat down with the bank here, a local bank. It's called Prosperity Bank. They've got a lot of residential properties right now in foreclosure. As a matter of fact, the number of properties that they have in foreclosure are absolutely just off the charts. And so we started to talk to them about structuring an offer that they just can't refuse. First of all, I found out what their delegated authority. In this particular case, they're going to end up taking about 90% of what the broker's price opinion came in at. Now, they'd already sent someone out to do 3, not 1, but 3 exterior BPOs. Every single one of the BPOs came in between 1.2 and 1.6 million. Then we got a 4th BPO, and it was an interior. And what we did was we met the agent out here, and we showed some comparables that were all copped towards other houses that had distressed values. Okay, this is a distressed property. It needs a distressed value. So we created a value that supported the offer that the bank couldn't refuse. Now, we came in with our offer, and based on our numbers, we're able to get the lender to consider. Now, they haven't signed off on it yet, but trust me, we were sitting right there actually speaking to the banker on this particular property. It looks like they're going to entertain an offer of around $923,000. Now, Todd and I are going to have a very simple exit strategy. We're going to auction this house in one weekend. We structured an offer they can't refuse because it came in at 90% of their delegated authority, which is exactly where they needed to be. The only thing that Todd and I had to do was we had to affect the value of the property. Now, on the next property that I'm going to show you, and the next video that I'm going to show you, is going to talk all about how to affect that value on the property. Now, Todd and I are going to sell this house in one weekend because we figured out a way that we can get a list from people that are in Europe, people that have good money, and we're bringing them over to the States. We live in northeastern Florida. We're bringing them over to the States to see our auction in one weekend. We're going to sell this house, and we're going to end up making somewhere around $70,000 to $120,000 just like that in one weekend. As a matter of fact, every single one of the 3 properties that you've seen so far, which was the Marshfront house right across from downtown in St. Augustine, the 6-unit apartment building that was right off steps off the ocean, and this property, every single one of these properties we're going to sell in one weekend. And our checks are between $50,000 and $150,000 on each one of these houses. So how do we do that? And the answer is because we've got the 5 strategies down pat. How to get real estate agents to bring you an unlimited number of deals. How to effectively communicate with the bank. How to structure an offer they literally can't refuse. How to affect the value of these properties, and then how to get them sold on one weekend. Frankly, this is all the strategies that we're going to cover. This is going to be one of the best, most compelling, strategic training calls that I've ever done. I want you guys to be sure and get yourself registered. Do yourself a favor. Go ahead and click the link right now. We just have a few seats remaining for this. It's going to be a phenomenal call. We'll see you then.